What's going on, everyone, and welcome back to another video. Today we are making another ranking video based on the Bowser boss fights. I hardly put Bowser and technically Bowser Jr. on my thumbnails, and that's going to change for like a few months, I guess. But I'm going to be ranking all the Bowser boss fights in the mainline Mario titles, and I guess I'll also count Luigi's Mansion and Smash Bros. Since I couldn't find any better tier lists because they've just been missing games, I guess. So yeah, I'm going to be ranking them based on pure enjoyment of each one, so I think it will be pretty fun. I wanted to make a video on Bowser again after the Mario movie. Mario movies make me want to make videos on other Mario series, of course, so yeah, that's nice, I guess. Anyway, let's just go ahead and get this started. Let's start off with the one that started it all, Mario Bros. 1. I mean, what more do I need to say about this one? It's like, you jump over Bowser, run under him, or shoot him fireballs, and that's it, to hit the axe. It's the very first fight, so it's not going to be anything special, but it is iconic. But you can't compare it to the others we're going to talk about. Next up we have is Mario Bros. 3's final boss. This is the Bowser from Mario Bros. 3 All-Stars version, I guess. Where Bowser jumps in the air and breaks the floor, you need to break enough so he can fall down the bottom. Or if you have Fire Flowers or Hammer Bro suits, you can just shoot him and kill him like that. I honestly really like this fight, and the music makes up for it, honestly. So yeah, pretty intense final boss, and god, that music is such a banger. It's so good. Next up we have is Super Mario 3D Land's final boss. This is I honestly really surprised how much I actually really like this one. So you have a kind of run sim where Bowser's gonna try to hit you with different stuff. He breathes fire, he throws barrels, bruh. Bowser thinks he's Donkey Kong. And also he tries to chase you at the end. I really like this fight. It's pretty underrated, to be honest. So for 3D Land alone, for a 3DS game, I actually really like the final boss. So A tier, and the music is really good. Next up we have is Super Mario 64's final boss. This is a very iconic fight. You grab Bowser by the tail and throw him to the bombs. Not more need to say about this one, but I really suck at throwing Bowser by the tail, no matter how many times I played Mario 64, and I generally like the game. I don't know, some people crap on it nowadays, but I don't know. I don't know if I put it in A tier personally, but B tier. I'm very bad at Bowser throwing Bowser by the tail, but it is an iconic fight, so yeah. Next up we have is New Super Mario Bros. Wii's final boss. Even if for just a 2D Mario game, this final boss is amazing. It's Bowser growing big, of course, but he chases you in a huge segment in Bowser's Castle, and I have a lot of nostalgia for this final boss. And oh my god, the final boss music is just fantastic. Like, S tier alone, like, it's that good, honestly. Alright, next up we have is... Make sure I'm not hearing noise. Okay, hold on a sec. Okay. Just wanted to close the door. Next up we have is New Super Mario Bros. 2's final boss. I honestly, like... This is an interesting one we have right here. It is a slow auto scroll. You have to dodge Bowser's hands where he's hitting you in the background. You just gotta climb to the top. I don't know. It's a nice fight, but I don't know if it's that amazing, to be honest. Like, I don't know. It's just a bunch of waiting. I guess for a 3DS game, it's fine. Music kind of makes up for it, but otherwise, it's just waiting. I don't know. I can't really handle this one, personally. It's really good, but not that amazing. I don't know. I see people rank it pretty high, honestly. It's like above B, if you're... I'm being that generous, don't worry. Next up we have is Super Mario Galaxy's final boss. So, the Bowser fight, you do have to fight Bowser. First, in one phase, you have to use those plants to hit Bowser while he spins in the shell. Then you have to hit him when he's in the rock, and then you have the actual Bowser fight itself, but harder, of course. And I can say the final boss music in Mario Galaxy is that good. So, even if it's just mostly the same fights, I just really love this, honestly. Like, honestly, S tier. It's like that good, honestly. Probably my favorite Bowser fights in general in the mainline Mario series. Spoilers, I guess. So, yeah. Next up we have is Super Mario World's final boss. Bowser will throw Mega Koopas, and you have to toss them up by Bowser's clown carts. Gotta say, I really like this fight, and I have a lot of nostalgia. And I have a lot of nostalgia for Super Mario World being my personal favorite 2D Mario game. So, yeah, I really love this fight. It is short, but I really like it. Like S tier, probably. Next up we have is Super Mario Galaxy 2's final boss. So you have the first phase with Bowser punching the planet. You have to ground pound, yeah. And then you have the final phase where you're sent to wherever the hell you are, but you have to ground pound those meteors to hit Bowser. Unfortunately, while the final boss music is probably epic, and I probably hear it more than the first Galaxy game, it's a tad short, unfortunately. It's kind of, the fight itself is just ends. That's why I kind of like to play around in that fight, because the music is too good. But otherwise, it has to get an A tier, unfortunately. Above A, though, I'll give it that. But man, it could have been better as a fight alone. That's all I can say. Next up we have is New Super Mario Bros. DS's final boss. I never hear anyone, so many people have nostalgia for, I have nostalgia for this game as well. A lot of people really love this game, but I never see anyone talk about the final boss, but probably because it's not anything too crazy, because it is just the first one. You have to fight Bowser Jr. the same way you fight him in the other fortresses, and Bowser the same way you fight him in the other castles. And while the concept's cool, it's just nothing too crazy compared to the other titles, so above B tier, I guess. Next up we have is Super Mario 3D World's final boss. This final boss, I know there's some people that there's something different with it, but I don't know, man. Even if it's a slow auto-scroller, this one's handled pretty well, in my opinion. And the music is really good. You just gotta dodge Meowser's attacks in order to get to the top of the tower and save the Spritzee Princesses. I really love this fight, honestly, and I just love Mario 3D World in general, so yeah. Next up we have is Super Mario Sunshine's final boss. This is either a fight, you either love it or you hate it. I guess it's for memes alone, that's how you can tell people love it. But as for the fight alone, you have to use the rocket nozzle to ground pound the 5 platforms in order to kill Bowser and Bowser Jr. And that's really it. Nothing too crazy in this fight, but just for that alone, I don't know, A tier. Oh god, back in 2021 when I ranked this really low, I felt bad. It definitely ends, it can either end really quick or you could be struggling on it. It can go either way. This fight, I remember struggling on Sunshine's fight years ago, but now I can beat it easily. Next up we have is Super Mario Odyssey's battle. I guess this is the Bowser battle, but the first phase and the final boss, at least, is usually the same. You still fight Bowser the same way. You have to use his big hat in order to hit him, and then you have the final. I'm not going to count the final scene because it's not technically a final boss, but I guess if you want to count the final scene where you're playing as Bowser, you guide Peach out and stuff. So yeah, I really like this fight. A tier for sure. Next up we have is Luigi's Mansion's final boss. This final boss gave me real nightmares as a kid. Literally. It's not even Bowser, it's King Boo controlling Bowser because Bowser's head comes off. Like you can tell it's just a robot, right? But either way, you basically have to use spike balls in order to hit Bowser's head, and you gotta suck up King Boo a few times in order to defeat him. It's a cool fight, but man, I don't know. Does this go in A tier or above B? I guess I'll put it in B tier. It's nice, but how do I compare this to the mainline Mario titles? Next up we have is Bowser's Fury battle, where basically you have to fight Bowser in like different forms, of course, but also you have to hit him a few times with cat bells, which is a nice fight. And oh my god, I love the music. Like, the music alone just gets an A tier. Probably lower because it's kind of hard to compare to the other titles, but yeah. Next up we have is New Super Mario Bros. U's final boss. Despite what people say about this game, I honestly really like this fight. Even though it's just Bowser growing big, but the concept is cooler, and then the music is just so good, honestly. Like, you have to use a clown card in order to ground pound, you also gotta dodge his shells, too. So, that alone, I think, gets an A tier, in my opinion. And also, last but not least, is Smash Bros. Melee's Bowser battle. Why is Smash Bros. Here? But whatever. Anyway, basically, it's the same fight. You basically have to fight a different version of Bowser by dealing a lot of damage. And yeah, for Melee, it's really nice. But I don't know. It's a bit too tricky for my liking. Anyway, that's all the Bowser battles ranked in the Mario titles and other spin-off titles. So yeah, I've wanted to do this video for a bit now, so I'm glad I finally got this done. Thank you guys for watching. I will see you guys next time for whatever video I do next. Later, folks.